So, as many of you guys know, that I've been watching more YouTube, and I keep telling y'all that. And it's in an effort to see what's going on out here in the YouTube streets, to understand more where some of these conversations I'm seeing are coming from. And one of the groups of people who I've been watching is the so-called Divesters and Swirlers. I've been watching some of that content, not because I like the content, but just to get an understanding as to what their talking points are. And honestly, it doesn't seem like the talking points have changed much. They're the same shit, just being said over and over again. And I had a woman hit me up, and she saw the video I made, the message to male swirlers. These were black male swirlers. And a woman hit me up, and she said, well, I saw that video and wanted to know if you felt the same way about female swirlers. And let me let y'all know that I feel the exact same way about female swirlers. I'm even doubling down on it now because of the conversations that I'm hearing being had on social media, mainly YouTube, from the divesters and swirlers on there, the female divesters and swirlers on there. I feel the exact same way. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and make it a huge deal what you niggas is doing sexual in your sexual lives. My issue is going to be always the people who are vocal to stand against their own people in order to uplift white folk, other people, up over your own. That's the problem I have with swirlers. Anybody laying in the caves, if you notice, even when I made the video message to male swirlers, understand it's not the swirling, it's the mindset, it's the vocalization, it's the you telling me how much you hate black women. And when I watch these divestment channels, it's them telling me how much they hate black men and how they uplift white men, cavemen, up over black men. If you are a black woman and you land in the motherfucking caves and you have these type of conversations, then I feel the exact same way about you. I don't have I'm gonna feel this way about black male swirlers and females just get off. Now I know a lot of people do that. That's one of the things I have noticed on YouTube is that black women that lay in caves get a lot of motherfucking respect. They get a lot of, like almost like they sovereign. Like they different. And no. You ghetto gagging bitches aren't any different. Please do not assume such. Don't assume that. What we have to deal with is the reality that black men do it more. You're going to see more examples of it. But black women are doing that shit. And they are the same trash ass motherfuckers as the black men who come out here and be vocal against black women as they land in caves. The divestors that I see online, the motherfuckers that uplift white men, and they'll say things about black male swirlers, about, y'all land with the daughters of your slave masters, which is true. But the sons, the fathers, the motherfuckers who led the lynch mobs, because we know that the cave hoe they pointed black men out to get them lynched, but the motherfuckers who y'all fucking are the ones who actually did the lynching. This is reality. You find out why these divestors and swirlers are laying up with white men is because they've decided to ignore so much of the white cave pathology in an effort to uplift the white man. They'll talk about the fact that, white men have more money and have more power, and understand when they make these general statements, most white men do not have power. It's just not true. Most of them don't have any fucking power. The only thing they got is their white skin and a reputation due to false propaganda that makes them look better than black men. So what you're saying is you fell for the motherfucking propaganda. You've taken maybe the negative experiences you've had with black men and you fell for the motherfucking propaganda. The most savage man on the planet is the white man, is the cave, but somehow you've decided that he is better relationship material. This is regardless of all the divorces that they get into, the single mother shit, the original deadbeat dad. Like, you know, this is ignoring all of this stuff, ignoring the criminality that they're involved in. You were able to do that. That was okay with you. You ignore all of that and create this success that is taking place for black women in the caves. No, I don't fuck with you either. I don't fuck with you at all. They were raping you and everything. And here you are, as you've decided that they are now a better companion for you, as you lay up in the motherfucking caves and then bring your silly, raggedy ass onto YouTube and tell other black women to follow suit. And other black women are following suit. They doing that. Because they better. White men don't domestically abuse women. They don't do anything. It's all good when you go into the caves. And some women that are swirlers or divesters have learned that that's false. Now here's what they'll do. When they go over there and have these failed relationships within the motherfucking caves, when they have these failed relationships, they'll chalk it up as just, well, bad relationships happen. Well, bitch, that's the same thing that can be said about black men. It's the same shit. But they have a different energy when it comes to white men. Oh, well, this is just one experience. It's a one-off. It's an isolated event. The white man's name isn't tarnished no matter how many times the white man fails. Now, I understand that society set it up that way. All of the failings of the caves, the psychotic behavior of the caves is brushed over and made light in this society. And it's the exact same thing that divestors do. It's the exact same thing that swirlers do. No different. Everything that the cave is a part of, you green light it. The failures you're gonna have with them, that's okay. That's fine as well. And you don't even have sense enough to shut the fuck up, to sit down and chill. No, you gotta come out here and be vocal and shit. You got to come out here and run your motherfucking mouth. Continuing the false propaganda that white men are better than black men. This is what you're doing. And this lady in particular let me know that, well, she still supports me and what I'm doing, and she fashions herself as being pro-black. This is after she's told me how much better white men are than black men now. She fashions herself as being some type of pro-black. That's impossible. That's completely impossible for you to fashion yourself as being pro-black, because one of the things about being so-called pro-black is that you recognize the propaganda that's being waged, that's making these motherfucking caves look perfect. You talk about the power that they have, but you don't talk about their quest to get that power, where it came from, and then you don't deal with the reality that most white folk don't got no damn power. They just too stupid to realize it, so they hang on to racism. Covert and overt racism. That's what they hang on to. Poor white people. They hang on to that. Don't have any fucking real power. May fare better when the cops pull them over, but they don't have any real true power. And if you're saying all this about white men, but calling yourself pro-black is to say that you're ignoring all the history and all the propaganda that has been waged for the caves. You don't get to do that. You don't get to get a fucking pass for that, and you are disgusting. Just like the niggas who lay in the caves that come out here and open their mouth. Now, I'm not saying this lady made any type of YouTube video or anything, but just the things that she was saying to me that she felt was light. Like, she didn't feel ashamed to say these things to me. And not ashamed to still try to claim that she's some type of pro-black. Then she tried to run into this preference issue. But that's ruled out. That gets blown out of the water because you already done worship the white man all up and down these messages. So it can't be about preference because you done told me they're more powerful. They're better fathers. They're better homemakers. They're better providers. They're better protectors. So you done did all of that. So you can't just come dead after that and say, oh, well, it's just a personal preference. No, it's not. No, it's not. You fail for everything that they've been saying about themselves. Even while they were lynching you, your people, raping you, your people, enslaving you, your people, they made themselves out to be the moral authority in the entire fucking world. This is all the while they were doing all this stuff. This is during. They had the media come and say it. Push that propaganda that they were the moral authority on the planet. Everybody believed them, and I would argue that majority of black folk still believe it to this very day. This is why we trust white people more. We trust them more. You know how many motherfucking niggas out here talk about how they don't want to be around hood niggas? Don't want to be in no type of hood or be around black folk like that, but feel comfortable around white folk? The motherfuckers that can get away with killing your ass? I think about the story coming out of Cumming, Georgia, of that black woman who went to that sleepover. They murdered her. I don't give a fuck what they say. They murdered her and nobody's even seeking out the case. Nobody's pressing charges. No, it's okay. Just a black woman just killed because she trusted. You see. She trusted. But all of this stuff can be ignored. For all you motherfuckers that lay in the caves, understand if you're a black woman and you're a cave-dwelling black woman, I look at you the same motherfucking way. And particularly if you are vocal. There's a good chance even if they're not vocal, and here's the crazy part, even if they're not vocal like on social media and making videos, once you talk to them, once you have a conversation with them, well, you'll see the pathology play right out in front of your face. Just like this woman did in these messages. She's not out making videos or nothing. Chalked it up to her preference. It's not that I hate black men. You know, these motherfuckers say this. It's not that I hate them. White men are just better. They're not as criminal. As opposed to saying, well, they don't get prosecuted like black men do. If you pro-black, you see that. Now, I'm not here caping and vouching for every single black man and every single black woman that they are just good relationship material. But to sit here and say the caves are better, that's ridiculous to me. That's coon shit to me. And black women, I'm not letting your motherfucking ass off the hook. Understand that I cannot let you off the hook because your justification for why you deal with white men is some of the same shit you'll hear from these black men. Some of the same shit I hear from these divestment channels. These conversations. It's sad. It's sad as fuck. Everybody's going to have their issues. That's the reality. There's no safe race to where you're going to get perfection. That's the reality of it. There are some people who have successful swirling relationships. Many of them are willing to deal with racism from their mates. A lot of black women are willing to do that. Laying in these caves, they're willing to deal with that shit. Acting like white men don't so-called cheat, don't commit adultery. Like, this is, it's ridiculous to me. How the fuck, what type of propaganda have you fallen for to believe that white men just don't cheat on their wives? The reason they look like they have a high success in marriage is because not as many white women file for divorce. A lot of them do. Let's not get it misconstrued or fucked up. But many of them will just stick it out. You know, what y'all call weak. What y'all call weak, doormat. So white men are going to look better when we're dealing with marriage rates because their women aren't really going to divorce them like that. Y'all call them women weak for sticking it out. So you wouldn't deal with cheating from a black man, but a white man, he can do it. And matter of fact, he has an easier time doing it because you're not even as suspicious of him because you fell for the propaganda. So you're not going through his phone every night, trying to figure out where he at, what he doing. You're not doing all of that. You're not suspicious of them because in your mind, they're already better. That's how effective the propaganda been against you. And hell no, you can't be pro-black. Ain't no fucking way you can be pro-black. If the propaganda has worked on you so well that you put another race of people, a diabolical, nefarious race of people, up over your own. No, ma'am. You don't get to get off the motherfucking hook. You don't get to call yourself pro-black. Because even if you call yourself fighting for your people, as you land in the caves, that means you fell for the propaganda because there's something sexy to you about this diabolical, nefarious caveman. You feel safer. Even though they can murder your ass and get away with it. And have. Many, many times. This is the reality that must be dealt with you divesters and you swirlers. And anytime I see people on YouTube having these conversations, even when I see the so-called conscious, woke, whatever, when I'm seeing these people having these conversations, and they leave out the black women that lay in caves. The black women who justify or agree with the fact that caves are better than black folk. That's a problem. That's a big problem that I'm not willing to overlook. Now, granted, you can shut the fuck up, lay in your cave, you know, do whatever it is you gotta do. But do not come to me seeking some type of, okay, pat on the back, good job. Don't come to me looking for that shit. I'm not the one that's gonna do it for you. They have channels for that. You have these lost black women who are nothing but angry at the black man, with the black man, have a serious issue with them, but loving the caves. The caveman gonna get their softest side. Y'all deem these motherfuckers as powerful. Most of them are not. And what you have is a hate for your motherfucking self. Period. Point blank, plain and simple. You have a hate for yourself, a hate for your people. Period. And thus, you can't be pro-black. Ma'am, it's impossible. None of you can be. If y'all spent the time to really look at the people who you worshiping, the people you say you're going to mate with better, if you really look at these motherfuckers, historically, not even just today, how the fuck can you fix your mouth to say that they're better? Make the argument that they're better. You can say that you met one and you like him. But to make the blanket argument that they are just better than black men, it's some of the most coon shit you can do out here. And I'm not gonna let you off the fucking hook. Regardless. But that's all the fuck I wanted to say, man. Just understand my position. I'm never gonna change my position. It just is what it is at this point. I can't stop you from landing in the caves. I'm not about to walk in there and pull you out and drag you out kicking and screaming. I'm not gonna do that. But if you're a coon and you be on some coon shit, I'm gonna call you a fucking coon. And you can't be pro-black putting other races of people up over yours. Not acknowledging the propaganda machine that's been waged, that's got you even thinking that. That got you trusting the caves more than you trust your own people. That's got you thinking that when you get you a white man, everything gonna be all right. No, I can't let you slide. And y'all let me know if y'all seen these channels on YouTube. These divesters and swirlers and even the pro-black men and women that don't have an even conversation. They may talk about the black men that lay in the caves, but they let the black women that lay in the caves off. You know, there's always an explanation that it seems to be accepted. Like, no, there is no explanation to be accepted for this shit. Not if they're going to be being vocal and tearing down their own people to uplift the caves up over them. Themselves. Like, that's the craziest part. Y'all let me know if y'all seen that shit. Like, share, subscribe. Links in the description box to follow me all over social media. And to make any donations, to order t-shirts. Everything's in the description box. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. And we see all you cave dwelling motherfuckers the same. Easy. I'm out.